But hanging out.
I can tweet about it. That's all. Time tonight. But my name is Jody Holton. I'm the director of the Montgomery County Planning Commission. The Montco 2040 plan for the county, and you only get to do this once every 10 years. It's an exciting time for us, and these documents, um, as will use localities about make decision, parks, open space, recreation, a variety of topics. So there's no one better to describe this than Leslie Richards, the Commissioner of Montgomery County, as well. So it's a welcome everybody. Thank you so much. Comprehensive plan. As Jody said, so we are going to look at how we to grow 40, and that's why it's so important to hear from you. And it's important to you as far as the economy, trails, like neighborhoods. Law, or you want someone to see things, what's how you get concerns that impact you on it. I just have to commend the Planning Commission staff. They've done a phenomenal job. I can't wait to get back all of the results. We'll come back in front of the commissioners before the end of the year for us to vote and adopt the plan. As a local elected official, I use the comprehensive plan all the time to see how the county would be moving forward, how that was in line with how the township should move forward. The big joke in our office is how weathered that plan is, and I'm glad to get a new one because it's been thumbed through many pages many times. This plan has the most public input than any plan that we have ever done. With over 2,500 people. So a great presentation of Hales. Again, I want to give a special thanks to Brian and Ann, who I know have lived and breathed this. And I know that they're happy just the a close. But it's great. If you haven't already addressed through that, some of the maps are here, as you can see, and you'll get an opportunity to write your comments and map and where your concerns are. So again, thanks to people who are unable to make it out here tonight. You can go on a Google site and see the presentation and participate. And again, just thanks again for your time. And at this time,
committee representing all different parts of the process. First, last fall, we went out to the community to find out what are your issues, what are your concerns. We used Montgomery County today as their vision and their main goals. And then that was 3 weeks. And then finally, we developed public meetings. This is last round, and we're also having it available online. We've sent it out to municipalities, laws, that's. So let's jump into the plan. The plan has 3 major themes. So these themes, the partnerships or supporting place for people. Yeah. Talk about transportation and land use. Well, it's important emerging partnerships, trying to get everyone to work together to resolve our common issues. I think even cooperating and working together. We do have 4 regional planning commissions, which are those dark purple lines that are together in the regulations controlling the plan. And facilities for roads. And shown on the map. We're not proposing lots of big new highways or anything like that. Instead, what we're proposing is mostly to improve our existing road system intersections, widenings and improvements. But there are some new ones that are shown on this map. Many of them are interchanges. Change of the turnpike, that would be an extension of Lafayette Street from the Norristown border, and eventually Lafayette Street connecting with the Bridge. Hopefully, eventually, an interchange at 202 in the Northeast Extension, one down at Henderson Road. So those are the types of things that are kind of new road projects, mostly improving road. On the transportation front, we want to primarily fix our current system. We have decades of disinvestment in SEPTA system. We need to rebuild train station. But in addition, there are some other proposed improvements. The main one in this area, train was very high in Morris, and we get that. So that's one of the priorities. Another one is to extend the Norristown high-speed line. I take it to work, and a lot of people get off and have to change to the bus to get over the crush of the crossing. That adds a lot of time to the commute. It's already a very long commute. In addition, the green line shows potential proposed extension of Norristown train out to Pottstown. Eventually get ready. And that's is something because of the And then the plan talks about on trail. Great land is amazing. The existing county river trail, with the County Trail going up this way, and you've got the Cross County Trail going up that way. Priorities for this part of the county. As I'd like to point out is the Cross County Trail. We have a big build in front. Going from Conshohocken, and then this slide just lists some of those. Really to support places where people are going to be libraries like this one, downtowns, arts and culture. Friendly communities for really work state government are in Norristown, besides maybe that is just looking at possibly like fitness in this area. Is overweight and it's more likely to have diabetes and another reason for the healthy and fresh food is starting a new initiative with voices. They really feel very strongly that housing program where there's federal money One is younger millennial workers, creative workers. They're living in the city with them and trying to figure out how can we appeal those workers. And I think they like a mixed-use walking environment. They like places like Montco. They can train there, you can live there, you can walk to a restaurant, you can walk to work, you can walk. So how we have many nice towns in the county. How do we capitalize? The second area is we have an aging population. We need to accommodate that. We need to care. And the third is that retail is changing. We don't know exactly what direction it's going, what the impact. We have a lot of extra retail. What are we going to do with it? And the final goal is to facilitate Montgomery County with its assets. The Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board is already working on this. They're an independent agency, but they had to make it Montco ad campaign. I don't know if you've seen that. You've been downtown, you've seen some of the advertising. We didn't used to advertise like that. We weren't trying to attract the local folks to come to Montgomery County. And now we're calling that's a really nice job. So that gets us to the vision where we talk about land use and transportation. I'll run through this very quickly. Our land use vision is we want modern, walkable, mixed-use areas that are appealing to millennials and other people like us. Places. We want new development in office, research, and high-tech development in our business park. We need the state in high-tech jobs. We need the state in manufacturing jobs. We want to keep doing it. We want to keep having a diverse economy with a lot of high-tech jobs. We want to protect our rural areas, have vibrant downtowns, take advantage of our many train stations for transporting development around. This picture shows down in Spring Mill a new apartment complex in White Marsh, structured parking. The common type of development you might see in Washington, D.C., not so common. And then finally, we really want to protect our business. So we have a growth and preservation map. This with green areas. We're saying don't develop, development should go in the other parts. And once again, we're right there. And then we break that down into a land use map that says, looks at the different areas of the county and says what's most important. So in downtown Norristown or Conshohocken, you don't really want to put in the middle of downtown a suburban fast food place with a drive. Not appropriate. And you don't want to put in the middle of your rural area a big apartment. So this part of the plan is. Turning to transportation, as I mentioned, we want new road choices, public transportation, better walking and bicycling. There's three maps here that I want to show. One is program roadway projects. This means these projects have funding in place. They're either on PennDOT's 12-year plan, or expected to have funding after that year. Seems to be enough money in the plan. In this area, a few things to point out. Newton Bridge, Lafayette Street. This is projects that aren't currently under construction. So this part of Lafayette Street is under construction. We'll be improving the rest of it. This part of Montco Street is under construction here, but improve the rest of it more. And then finishing up 202 is a key project in central part of the county. As you all know, the Northeast extension is already under construction. So there's a lot more in this map. This is our wish list one. There isn't enough money in the pipeline right now. You can see there are a lot. But specific in this area, I'm mixing the 202 Turnpike interchange, including the extent number of local roads in there. Potentially looking at the college and the two-way roads. And then we have our program and vision transit projects. And probably I already mentioned better service Northland, in Conshohocken, the planning calls for new train station. So that's a quick run through of our ideas for creating a vibrant economy and sustainable places. The plan, if you look at it online, has a lot more detail than the executive summary about the. So what are our next steps? We're going to finish up our public meeting. Our steering committee meets next week. Then our board will meet October or November, discuss some of the public input that we've received. And then hopefully the commissioners will be adopting the following. Then the most important thing is implementing. Here's the website you can go to contact information. These are called QR codes. I've never used one of them, but you take a picture with your smartphone, it'll take you directly to the website. I have an old flip phone, so that doesn't work for me. And we have them up front in the on a little poster there for the person who can pick. I really use it. So at this stage, I'd just like to introduce some of the staff members who are around the room who might be able to answer any questions. Ann Levitt-Gruberger is a housing and demographic expert for us, and arts and culture, I would say. We have Leo Bagley and Matt Edmond are our transportation experts. And then we have Beth Cohen, who's our open space and trail expert. In the back, we've already met Jody and Liam McKelvey, who's public affairs and many of these events and things. I'll open it up for questions. Anyone have any questions, comments? Yes, sir.
Transportation. 422 is apartment road.
Right.
Now, there used to be a bridge, they call it the Bedford Bridge, parallel to that. And my understanding is that coming so the car is going to be just the
Yes, so Leo can give you all the detail on this, but the other bridges are being widened significantly. So Leo, do you want to?
Yeah, the bridge that everyone reached with West Road and about West Road to the first deal, the picture that we did with the filter. And that is what we and as part of a bigger complex project project. People are changing being able to pull in the existing person is being across the river. One is owned by this county by the next year. So we asked for bid to replace that bridge and add another 4 lane bridge to it. 8 lanes across the river. This wider from either side of that beginning to reach 23 other things from the park and this is really looking at it across. That's about $150 million project. We're looking at that close to $2 million project, but we're looking at pretty good. So we clean out the two problems that really college folks living, many west folks that have college folks that we put down. That's just another project that is a big return job. Two 4 lane bridges. There'll be a brand new 4 lane bridge built right beside the existing one back there. That will be shifted on that down. He's going to be taking down the 4 lane up there. Basically, the interchange is so close, like 263 is close to both sides of the building. You know, basically 1 lane, and there's 2 lanes of it, and basically people just feeding. Go ahead. We have 3 lanes, which is basically just the one. So we're planning for the next big project to get
It is in the plan as a vision project. It's nothing programmed that one.
You can take some on the new projects that if our goal in the next 50 years is to be some rise of 4.2, we're going to get a 50-foot net out of 20 that light. So that's what we're planning for that at some point.
It's a massive project, and really I think we have the state legislature and governor passing that new taxes, essentially, even they may not have called it taxes, but new funds. Yes, ma'am.
One person who has probably a big deal along in the United States, and in doing so, it experienced a lot of many countries that have very extensive public transportation systems, where a huge portion of the population does not have to rely on any more vehicles. And they can get in Japan, you can get anywhere in Japan in public transportation. I'm really concerned that the emphasis in this country is not in making it possible for population members to go from one place to the other without a new car. Even if you improve the train stations and so forth, if you don't have a car to get yourself to the train station, and you are challenged mobily, then what do you do?
Yeah.
Stay home? So I would like to voice concern that so much money is being spent on building new highways and relying on the transportation system. That is hideous. It's hideous. It's so inefficient.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, we have built in a suburban, suburban style that is dependent on the car. And no matter what we would do planning-wise, it exists. And so, all these single-family homes and low-density development is spread out around the county. So in this plan, what we're trying to do is support new development around the train stations and make the public transportation system stronger. It's never going to be what you're talking about within the time frame of this plan by 2040, just given the way we have developed it in the last 50 years. As far as investment goes, there's actually a significant percent of the regional capital dollars go into public transit. And I think it's a little more than people recognize. Do you know what percent it is, Leo? Transit capital versus highway capital.
This region, that is capital legislature. Most people have 12 years with that, about 18 of the highways, about 18%. It's pretty even split over the next
But it happens to be most of that money that goes into that transit is in the city. And the most recent, very large-scale project in the city where that money went was rebuilding the market Frankfurt line in Westville, Montana. Was that $1 billion project? Incredible amount of money. But I mean, you make a good point. It's a point we've heard before, and in many ways, we are driven by who we are as a place, and we are a place where people have developed single-family homes on whatever quarter-acre and half-acre lots, and that's what we have.
But I just have to say this. I don't think we understand, and you do engineering, what public transportation is. And so you can envision that anybody living anywhere can catch a bus, a train, a vehicle that they don't drive within 5 or 10 minutes,
Yeah,
no matter where they are.
right. I mean, that's clearly ideal. I mean, we would love to see that. Of course, we can't afford it, but
We can afford it. That's the point. We spend so much money on a very small portion, and we don't spend the money on what is needed by everyone.
right.
It appears, which was almost totally destroyed in World War II, and have a transportation system where you can get literally any other country. We could do that too.
Right. We could. But right now we're 50-50 on public transit versus highway. And I think that's reasonable, given that public transportation isn't that high a percentage of how people commute. But you're right on public transportation. It would be great to support public transportation better. I personally use it. I take the Norristown high-speed line into work. I'm a big advocate for it, as is our director. We used to work with SEPTA. But we have our budget limitations, and we're certainly advocating for it. Just find this. Other questions, comments?
There's a boat park and a park. Is there any plan to add that boat park to the express bus trail?
You know?
I know the part. But I just missed the whole I think that really not smart. And even if it can be safer, here overwhelmingly okay. Really good.
Yeah,
So, I'm going to step up the one
So our focus in the plan is in those county trail maps, but we also say it's very important to connect its local parks and local trail systems to the county trail system. And eventually those might become what we consider part of the county trail system, even though we don't own it. I think a very good example is Lower Marion Township. They did a great effort to build something called the Fleetwood Heritage Trail. It leads from Valakenwood down to the Schuylkill River. It doesn't quite connect yet, but there's been a partnership between Philadelphia and Montgomery County to get the trail to go over the bridge to Manio to where the Schuylkill River Trail rail line there, and then we're showing that as a county trail. It comes kind of through trail. That's how we're showing it. But we have always partnered with local communities to kind of help them create these trails. And I think another good example, like Skipback Trail, was built along the power line to connect to the building trail. We're kind of now showing that as important to connect with across. The more of those connections we can get, I think the more useful our trail system is. I live in Lower Marion, and I'd love to see a trail connection from my neighborhood. I don't think so. Other comments, questions, thoughts that people have? All right, well, let me conclude this portion of it and just describe some of the ways you can share your comments with us. So after the meeting, feel free to talk to any of our staff here who are experts in different areas. I would encourage you, if you have specific comments, there's little sticky notes on the maps over here. You can mark up the maps. We also have a comment sheet available at the table. And then online, we have a number of ways of commenting. One is there's a comment sheet that you can fill out. And another that's a little unique that we have is we have interactive maps. So you can go online to these interactive maps and put a mark on and something you consider important and fill in a little comment about that. So I encourage you to give us your comments any various ways you have. So once again, thank you very much.